In this video, we'll walk you through some tips and the process of applying for Suffolk Community College scholarships. In this presentation, we'll talk to you about how to access the online scholarship system, deadlines for submission, examples of some criteria that are required for different opportunities, tips to write your personal statement, get letters of recommendation, give you a suggested timeline for your application, and provide some screenshots of the online system. Before we begin, this presentation is only for campus and college-wide based Suffolk County Community College scholarships. If you have any questions regarding the Excelsior, Get There From Here, Stay on Long Island Initiative, or New York Presidential Scholarships, please go to the scholarship website on the Suffolk page for specific details regarding those opportunities. The first thing we'll talk about is how to access the scholarship system, or how to find information about scholarships from the website. From the community college page, you can either go to Quick Links and then roll over the Apply and Enroll and select Scholarship, or simply type in scholarship in the search box. Please pay attention to the deadlines. For new students coming into the college, the deadlines is typically late spring, mid to late April. For continuing students who are going to be taking courses in the following fall and spring semesters, the deadline is typically in the early summer semester, which is around mid-May. Some of the typical criteria for opportunities include writing a personal statement, being a full-time versus a part-time student, having a specific GPA, being enrolled in a specific academic program or part of a specific department, having completed a certain number of credits, and if the opportunity requires you to have a certain number of credits, that does include the credits that you are currently taking when you are applying for the scholarship. Some opportunities require letters of recommendation or a supplemental essay. Some unique criteria that you might see for certain scholarships are completion of certain gym or other department-specific courses, like maybe an art course or an upper-level English course. Having some leadership roles either at the college or otherwise. Being involved in some extracurricular activities outside of taking your classes, being involved in just clubs and other organizations. It might require you to be a part of the substance abuse or mental health programs on campus, maybe be a nursing student, maybe to be a caregiver of somebody in your family, perhaps being a caregiver for somebody who has autism, or perhaps you have autism yourself. There might be opportunities there for you as well, and there are some more. Here are just some things to be aware of when you begin your application process. The first thing is to make sure that you are applying for the correct scholarships. There are certain scholarships that are only available for new students. New students are students who have never taken courses at the college before. If you're already enrolled as you're going through the process, then you are a continuing student, and you want to make sure that you check that off and that you're only focusing on those scholarships. Being full-time or part-time might also be another criteria that will kind of weed out some of the opportunities for you. Full-time means that you are taking 12 credits or more, and part-time means you are taking less than 12 credits. There are some other unique criteria, so be aware of that and if they apply to you. And also just pay attention if you're applying for campus versus college-wide scholarships. College-wide scholarships would be for any of the students who are taking classes or in a program at any campus. But if you're looking for example, specifically grant campus scholarships, you need to be enrolled in a program that is on the grant campus. Additionally, if you're looking for scholarships that are listed for the Ammerman campus, you need to be enrolled in a program and listed as an Ammerman student. All of the opportunities require some sort of personal statement. So here are some tips to help you get a great personal statement and make your application stand out. It is so important that your statement is free of any grammatical errors or any spelling errors. So please proofread, double check, have a friend check it, bring it to the writing center, whatever you need to do. Please make sure that grammar is not the reason why you're losing points on your score. Start a draft early, so don't write this the night before it's due. You might want to start writing that personal statement and then revise it. Maybe use an outline to help you organize your thoughts. Give specific examples. You want to make sure you stand out from all of the other applicants. Personalize your statement. Be passionate. Make sure that the people reading your application really understand how passionate you are about your academics. The writing studio is there for you if you need any assistance, and we always recommend that you save an electronic copy or email it to yourself or save it to the cloud so that it's always available for you and it doesn't get lost. If your application requires an additional supplemental essay, please do not use your personal statement as that supplemental essay. You will lose points for doing that. So you'll want to write something separate if you're asked to provide that. Many of our opportunities require letters of recommendation, so here are some tips regarding that. Ask the individual that you're looking to receive that letter of recommendation from, ask them in advance, give them notice. Also make sure that that is the right kind of individual for that opportunity. Some scholarships require it to be from a faculty member that has had you in a class. Other opportunities require the letter to be from perhaps somebody in the Office of Campus Activities who can speak about your service. So make sure you're asking the right person. Give them notice, so at least 2 or 3 weeks. And be prepared to give them either your personal statement, a resume, or maybe just a list of things that you would like for them to include in your letter. Also ask them to generalize your recommendation. Don't have them address it for one specific scholarship, but have a general letter so that you can use it perhaps for multiple opportunities. And always follow up on recommendations. If you're giving that person enough time, you might want to just follow up a week before it's due or what have you, and just say, hey, do you remember that I had asked you for that letter? Because sometimes things get a little busy. You want to make sure that your letters are submitted on time. Some other important information to keep in mind when you're going through the application process, you must have a schedule at the time that the scholarship committee meets in order to be selected. So that's typically when the applications close, which will be late May, early June. So you'll want to have a schedule for the following semester. Any developmental course credits for reading or math or English do not count towards the total credit. So if you need a total of 24 credits, those 24 credits must be college level courses. Your eligibility criteria is based on the currently enrolled semester. So if you're full-time or part-time in the semester in which you are applying, so that might typically be the spring semester. If you're in a specific program, that is what determines your eligibility for the different scholarships, not what you're planning to do. It's what you're in now or what you're doing now. If you're applying for campus-specific scholarships, your major must be declared on that campus. All applications as well as recommendation letters are submitted through the online scholarship system. There is nothing that is done by paper or by email. Here's a general timeline. Usually about this time, early April, you should start writing your personal statement. Around mid-April, start asking for those letters of recommendation. And in early May, start finalizing that personal statement, follow up with whoever you asked for letters of recommendation. About mid-May, make sure that you're organizing your application materials. If you need any supplemental essays or artwork or anything that you need to submit, make sure you have all of those things. And make sure that you're meeting all of the eligibility criteria for the opportunities for which you are applying. Be aware of the deadline. You'll be able to see the deadlines in the system. Most of the deadlines are around the same date, but there could be some opportunities that have a different deadline. Around mid or end of July, you'll be notified about your scholarship status. You'll be notified through your Suffolk email and also in the scholarship system. That notification usually takes about 1.5 to 2 months after the application deadline closes. All right, so here are some screenshots to help you kind of see what the system looks like once you are logging in. So this is when you are on the scholarship page on the Suffolk website. You're going to look for links to log into the online scholarship system. You'll click on that link and you'll sign in with your Suffolk credentials, that username and password. Once you're in the system, you'll look for opportunities. This will give you a list of the different opportunities that are available. You can also view those opportunities as well on the Suffolk webpage by just clicking on the link for that. And you'll have a list of all the opportunities and what is required from each of them. So the first thing you're going to do is complete a general application. Please note that if you have previously applied for scholarships as a new student, that the status will automatically default to new. You want to make sure that if you're a current student that you change that to continuing. Otherwise, you will be blocked out of opportunities that you are actually eligible for. So please make sure that the correct designation is shown there. The general application just has you put in your information, and this is where you're going to submit that personal statement. So remember, you've already had that personal statement, you've been taking some time and revising it, and then when it's ready you can just copy and paste it into this text box. Once you complete that general application, you can start applying for specific opportunities. The system will tell you which opportunities you are eligible to apply for based on how many credits you're enrolled in and your program and things like that. You can then choose which of those opportunities you want to apply for by clicking on them. If your opportunities require a letter of recommendation, there will be a place for you to select and submit a name for that recommendation letter. Remember, you've already asked that individual for the letter. This will send them a notification and a link for them to upload their letter. So they are putting the letter kind of directly into the system for you. They are not sending it directly to you. You can also view the status of your recommendation requests in the system as well. So you'll be able to see once letters are uploaded or if letters are still missing. Once you've completed your general application, you'll be able to view all of the different opportunities and complete the application process for each of those opportunities. You'll be able to open them up and view them and just make sure that you have completed any supplemental material that needs to be submitted for that opportunity. Right, and if you have any information regarding scholarships or needing any help navigating the system, there's some contact information here that you can take note of. Any technical difficulties that you have with the system can be directed to Mary Dernbach, whose contact information is here. If you have any questions about the Grant Campus scholarship opportunities, you can contact Professor Jacqueline Labazetta at this email address, or Director Terry Donnell in Financial Aid Services at this email address here. Good luck